Hello, everyone, and welcome to this month's training all around branding mistakes that are hindering the success of your business. And if you don't already, be sure you subscribe to my email list. I send out monthly mini trainings all around branding and optimizing your website and just creating a successful business that you are proud of. So let's jump right in. As always, grab a pen and paper. There is going to be some action items that I want you to take from today, and there's going to be some great content on how to really improve your branding so you can build a more successful business. All right, number one is not having a cohesive brand and just kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall. So you want to make sure that you have a plan in place for your brand and a plan in place for the style of your brand. How are you going to show up consistently on all platforms so people can recognize that that is your brand? And so when you're just kind of duct taping a bunch of different elements together, you're going to lose out on that strategy that you need to get more clients inquiring to work with you, because they're just going to feel like you're unprofessional, you don't care about your business, and you're just missing out on a lot of opportunity when you build this brand that is just all over the place. So I recommend that you just work on coming up with a brand strategy that involves every asset of your brand. So that's your messaging, your ideal customer, the whole look and vision of your business, all the visuals, so the colors and fonts and all the imagery. You want to make sure you have a plan in place for that brand so you can build that strong foundation. And as you come up with new services and new products, everything looks put together and cohesive. So as you are building a brand, consistency is key. So you want to build that brand recognition, and you're going to do that by showing up consistently. So you want to define your color palette. You want to use consistent font styling. You want to create pre-made templates. Use Canva. Get on Canva and batch create your content so everything looks and feels similar. And then when you go back and you need to create new content, you already have a template ready to go. So I love creating Canva templates. I use Canva for my own business. It just helps save time and energy. You want to have a cohesive image style as well. So have an image resource, whether that's a free one like Unsplash or Pexels, or something like Social Squares. You want to have an image resource that you can consistently pull from, but everything has a similar style and tone and looks professional. And the last thing is create a brand guideline. I think a brand guideline is so helpful for businesses. So you can just refer back to it, and it has all your color hex codes. It's got your fonts right there. I even like to put the links of where to download the fonts in case I add a team member, they can go download the fonts and have access to those. Put a link to your a Google folder with all your logos so you can easily access those. Just make it easy on you to, when you're building new products, you're creating promotional materials, or creating social media templates, just make it easy and have something that you can refer back to so everything is cohesive. And you can actually create a brand kit within Canva as well that is going to hold all your colors, all your fonts, your logos, everything. So I definitely recommend that you create that so you're just making your life a lot easier. All right, common mistake number 2 is your messaging is not clear and you don't understand who your ideal customer is. Messaging is so important for converting people that are just landing on your website into paying customers, because they need to understand the value of your business. What exactly are you delivering? They need to feel heard and understood. And so you really need to understand your ideal customer. You need to understand, what they're looking for, what they're struggling with, and how you can help them, and really speak to that transformation. And make sure you have a call to action too, so it's super clear of what the next steps should be if they want to work with you. So when it comes to brand messaging, you want to be sure that you understand, ask yourself these questions when it comes to your ideal customer. What are their pain points? What are they struggling with most? What are their dreams and aspirations? What are their deepest desires? And how can you solve the problem for them? And you want to go deeper than just, they need help with their branding. But what are they feeling? What emotions are they feeling? Are they overwhelmed by all the colors out there? Are they overwhelmed by the templates? Are they stressed by all the different font options. And so go deeper and talk about the emotions of the struggle. And then I want you to also talk about some of the obvious and true benefits of working with you. Sorry, I wanted you to talk about the true benefits. Obvious benefits of working with you are something like, say, for example, I'm a branding designer, you're going to get a new logo, you're going to get a color palette and a font palette. Those are just like the features. Go deeper and talk about the true benefits. You are going to gain confidence in your branding. You are going to stand out in the crowded market if you get a custom brand, and you're going to be more excited to share your website. You're going to ditch the website shame. So just talk about, some of those true benefits of working with you. One of the action steps I would love you to take is to create a brand messaging document. So all this is a Google Doc, Word doc, whatever you prefer, with all of your brand messaging in one place. So as you answer these questions about your ideal customer, I want you to also ask your ideal customer. So send out surveys. I highly, highly recommend at least once a year that you send out some sort of survey to your audience. Get an incentive. I always love to add like a Amazon gift card for people that fill it out. They get entered in to win an Amazon gift card. I don't give it away to everyone. But encourage them to fill that out, so then you can copy and paste their responses into a brand messaging document, and then you can pull that whenever you need social media content, or whenever you need an email template or email design that you need to figure out what sort of content to put in an email. You can just go back and grab that from the brand messaging document. It's going to be a great resource for as you develop your brand messaging. All right, and then the last mistake that I see people making that are really, I think, holding a business back is no brand awareness strategy. So you just keep selling to the same group of people. So brand awareness is so important for just getting your product or service and brand in front of new audiences. Because if you're continually, sharing on social media content and sending out emails to the same audience, you're probably not going to see a lot of conversion. You're probably not going to see that many people inquiring, just because those people are just not ready yet. And so you can't just keep selling to the same group. You need to come up with a brand awareness strategy so you can get in front of new audiences, so you can get new ideal customers looking at your stuff. So how can you, attract new ideal customers? Well, you need to figure out how to get in front of new audiences. And a great place to do this is social media. You can collaborate with other business owners. You can join networking groups. I am part of a few networking groups online. We meet online most of the time. Sometimes we meet in person, but for the most part, it's all virtual. I get in Facebook groups and answer questions. Just getting out there and connecting. It's really about forming relationships with people. So it's not just about getting in front of new audiences and then just selling to them right away. It's about forming those connections, building relationships, and then getting them to trust you before they want to purchase from you. You want people to engage with your brand. So what this means is once you get in front of the new audience, you want them to continually to follow your brand. So what does that look like? That could be following you on social media, or that could be getting on your email list, but you've got to make sure that you give them an incentive for getting on your email list and following you. So my action step for you with this is to, one, come up with a brand awareness strategy, but two, give them a reason to follow you, whether that's on social media or your email, wherever it is. Give them a reason. Like, why should they continue to follow your brand? What are they going to get out of it? Figure out some sort of lead magnet, a workbook, a checklist, a mini training, or on social media, like have a series of, different posts that are help answering questions and giving them, or a series of videos that are just giving them the resources that they need to, get closer to working with you, to build that trust, that know, like, and trust that you need for that sale. So then that is my action step. And then the last thing is just show up consistently. So you need to be showing up on social media consistently. You need to show up in their inbox consistently. So when they're ready to purchase from you, your brand is top of mind. So the last thing I want to leave you with is I want you to really think of branding like a job interview. So say you go into a job interview and you are not prepared. You don't have any questions. You don't know anything about the company, and you're just wearing, the pajamas you woke up in and your hair's in a messy bun. Most likely you're not going to land that job, and most likely you're not going to feel very confident in how you look and how you feel, and you don't have the knowledge to, get that job. But when you can take the time to prepare for the interview, you get ready, you put on a nice suit, a nice blazer, you feel good, you do your research, you put on, you realize what the company's all about, you ask the right questions, you have an understanding about what the company culture is, you are much more likely to land that job. So think of that in relation to your branding. When you can put your best face forward, your brand feels professional, it represents your level of professionalism and your value, then you can be much more likely to land that job. You've done your research, you know who your ideal customer is, what they're looking for, and you can clearly communicate with them. You're much more likely to have a successful business. All right, that's my short mini training for this month. I hope you found it helpful. If you want to see next month, be sure you subscribe to my email list and you will be the first to know when that goes live. All right, I'll see you next time.